This is Dan Hilferty. Welcome to Snow the Goalie. You're in for a treat.
Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, and postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of
Angola.
Angola. Welcome in. Flyers taking on the Blackhawks tonight. And we said, you know what, Anthony SanFilippo, what's he doing? There's another game apparently happening somewhere. So Anthony is over wrapping up Phillies. He'll be over here in a little bit. But we saw a man making his way through the people. And here he is. Dan Hilferty's here. Dan, welcome back to the Press Row Show.
Great to see you, Dan.
Bundy, Russ, it's great to be with you guys. And I'm excited to be here. And just really excited about everything that's gone here. It's there are frustrations, but we are headed in the right direction.
Yeah, and there's a lot of young guys coming, Dan? Like, I know you hear from Jonesy and Danny, but that's where the foundation is in the youth of this program, right?
No question. And I think, Bundy, taking a step back, you were a guy that grew up in the organization. You went from one of those young guys to a seasoned veteran. What I love to see is a Barkey in the locker room, a Bump now in the locker room, even Matvei Mishkov in the locker room, and the older guys really spending time with them, really bringing them, coming to their defense on the ice and spending time with them in the locker room. As they transition into the stars of this team, it's that culture that we want to build, and they'll bring the next guys along. So it's really exciting.
Yeah.
At this point in the season, like obviously the math doesn't work out particularly well. There is in theory, you still have a game coming up against Boston, 3 against Detroit. Like, there is a path. If the team really does go on a roll, well, then all of a sudden things get very interesting. When you look at it, we're not in that much different of a position than I think things were when we last spoke at the Carnival.
You're right.
You're definitely not in a spot where, unless everything falls apart, you're not going to end up with one of those high picks in the lottery. You're also kind of in that playoff spot, but it's an uphill battle. When you look at it, what's the biggest, I guess, positive takeaway in your mind? Is it just it's the young guys?
You know what, Russ? I think the whole package is what excites me. And let's start with. I don't want to talk poorly about the previous leadership. They did a great job on certain levels. I think the key thing for us is Danny and Jonesy needed to free up some space. Yep. We have the cap space now. If you look at our drafts, Barkey is what a breath of fresh air that kid is. And then Bump stepping in and doing his thing. Wait till we see this guy, Porter Martone. Jack Berglund playing over in Sweden. So it's hard to predict what they will be, but it's exciting to know that we're going to have an arsenal of players, and you combine them with the team that's here now. How a team that might score 90 points or more, hopefully, playing more than half the season without Tyson Forrester. Think about that. Yeah. And lose a goalie that's been a bright spot in Ligar for several games. And so, look, I'm not here. I'm not an apologist. I'm simply to say I am more excited now than I have been at any point. I hope we finish strong. I hope something happens, a miracle happens, and we end up in the playoffs. But I'm telling you, when the season ends, hopefully a little later than that regular season, but when the season ends, we're all turning the page, getting ready for the draft, getting ready for free agency if opportunities are out there.
Well, so I'm going to put you on the spot, but I won't say them in a bad way. The free agent class is pretty much non-existent from an unrestricted, position. Restricted free agents, however, not a lot of teams like to do that. There's that thought that you burn a relationship with another organization. You don't want to put yourself in a spot where you're ostracized from the rest of the league. But when you look at it, there's a lot of cap space coming up. There are multiple centers that would very much slot in as a 1C here. How realistic of an option is that for you guys? Is it something that you think, we have to at least consider it? Like, where are you at right now?
We really haven't had the extensive conversations around the summer. I will say this, I think Jonesy says it well and Danny says it is the same way. We are not going to do something unless it's an opportunity to make us great for years to come. So it's hard to say what's going to happen. Obviously you see a Quinn Hughes move. You see the guy in Minnesota sign an incredible contract. you look
Freeze
at
off.
you look at all these great players. I'm not going to get into names.
Sure.
You look into all these great players and you think, well, they'd be great flyers.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's nothing you can do about it now. So I'd say our eyes are all over the league, looking at what is the best way that we can take that next giant step. And I think center is a key spot for us. We know that. We're still excited about Jet Lachenko. He's had some injury issues, but all in all, it's even if lightning doesn't strike with a free agent this year or this summer or a trade, we feel really good about what we're building.
Yeah, it sure looks like the youth is what's really upon this team,
Yeah.
right? With some of those guys coming. Because I feel like you do today, too. Deflated after the loss the other night, but when I see Martone playing this afternoon, getting a goal and an assist
Goal
and a
and
big
assist,
win,
right?
Winner.
2-1, yeah.
I get excited about
Yeah.
these young guys, too, seeing Vinsagi, whether, I don't know, he's going to have a different path to the NHL than Martone. But I'm as excited as you are today about what's to come.
Yeah, and you know what, Bundy? When you look at these guys are really high on Jack Berglund. Young guy, 6'4", big body.
Yep.
Might be taller than that. I don't know. But here's a guy that, sure, he's young. He's not playing at this level, but there's hope that he will continue to develop. And at some point in the next year or two, will be part of the program. So
It feels like he's kind of played himself onto the radar.
yeah,
A lot more in the last 6-8 months, certainly than before.
part of it's geography, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, look, my thing is, I said from the beginning, we've all said this is a rebuild. I feel really good about the foundations in place. We're beginning to build the first floor and grow this thing. I'm thrilled with Rick Tocchet. I'm thrilled with Danny Briere. I'm thrilled with Keith Jones. And I just really like this group of players, and just they were as upset the other night as we were,
Yeah.
and so let's hope tonight we get out there and really show folks what we're made of.
Great, Dan. That's perfect, man. Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
joining us.
I'm going to stop by more, you guys.
Yeah, we're here for anytime you want. You have an open mic.
That's what we're
anytime.
here for.
Yeah,
That's
tell
what we're here
Anthony
for.
I look pretty comfortable here.
Yeah, you do. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, guys.
That's Chairman Dan Hilferty joining us here. Just came on the show. I mean, what a great guy.
Yes.
I mean, he really is just a
sure.
terrific person. Just said, hey, I'm coming on the show. I want to talk a little bit, and he sure did.
He sure did. So, it's an interesting spot to be in. Listen, publicly, like he's in a tough spot there. I think that there is a way that you can look at this thing and you can feel good about it. You can feel good about the young guys. And I think at the same time, you can look at it realistically and be like, all right, it's being in that kind of in-between place isn't where you want to be. I'm outspoken about that. I don't need to rehash that with you now.
But somebody's got to be there, though, Russ.
Yeah.
And again, if they're flipping it over and they're as confident, like I'm watching Martone today. I'm getting pretty excited seeing that.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like a stud.
Then you get Forster back next year. You insert Martone into the lineup. You're going to add another defenseman somehow in the summer that's going to improve your lineup.
Yeah.
You got Vladar that you didn't know we had this time last year, right? Like a good goaltender. I side more with where Dan Hilferty is because I do believe in the package they're putting together. It's just not there yet.
Yeah.
And I hate when people get upset about it because it is a rebuild. I know they didn't go right down to the studs, but they may not have had to do that.
Yeah.
The Forster injury was a big injury this year. Might they be a playoff team with him in?
Yeah, probably.
It might be.
They also would be in a better spot right now if Vladar hadn't got hurt.
They
Right? I think
would,
that
yeah.
was a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's funny, though. Like, if you go back to January is like this outlier for this team, right? Like, if you look at this entire season and you just take January out of it, they're a playoff team. I still don't know what went wrong in the month of January that led to everything kind of falling apart the way that it did. You know what I mean? Like, they went on that rough stretch. That was when I went off to Europe, and they went from being in a really strong place to just kind of falling off the face of the earth. That very much looked like a bit of an anomaly of a month, and then they seem to have rebounded in a pretty big way. And you got to give the guys credit to some extent. Like, these last however many games, you're in position that in theory, if you go on a real heater, you could still make it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big ask. It's a really big
You could
ask.
probably lose 1 or 2 games and that's it.
But it cannot be. Like, you can't lose tonight.
No, you cannot
because
lose this game tonight.
This is
no.
legitimately the easiest game, in theory,
Yes.
on the schedule. See, the only team that really has nothing to play for that over the last 16 games or whatever the season. We looked at this one, circled it, and said, you have to win that one. You cannot lose more than one of the games to Detroit.
Right.
You obviously want to sweep the 3 games, but if you win 2 out of 3, you're still probably happy with it. You have to win the Boston game.
Yeah.
Dallas is going to be a really tough matchup. There is a path, but the other night, I'll tell you, there was a certain level of frustration seeing that not only did you lose to Columbus, but you lost and you didn't get a loser point. And it's like every single point matters, and that's a 4-point game, and you had it go totally against you. You had an awesome 3-game sweep on the road that pretty much nobody thought they were going to be able to do. They did it, and then they come home and they lose 3-2 at home, and you're just kind of like, come on, guys. That can't happen.
First game back after a road trip. It's always a tough one. That's a game they should have won, though. They played it too good of a first period to have given that up in the second. That was an unfortunate loss.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate loss for the Flyers the other night, because they would have been in a much, much better, different position.
Yeah, I mean, you would be coming into this game feeling significantly better, just I think, on the whole. Now, I do want to kind of point this out, because I know that oftentimes I look at things a little bit differently, but the notion that, and I heard you guys post-game the other night saying it, where it's like, well, you had all these things go your way, you had certain teams lose or whatever. None of it really matters, right? If you're looking at the last 10 games of the season, teams are going to win, they're going to lose. I think that being a prisoner of the moment and scoreboard watching is just stupid, right? No team is going to win out their final 9 or 10 games. It's not going to happen. It's like a cute little thing to get worried about, I guess, at the end of a game. But you just have to go out and handle your own business, Right. And if you got to win 6 games or 7 games or 8 games, whatever it is, to make the playoffs, don't look at the scoreboard. The rest of it doesn't matter, Detroit loses a game. If you win tonight and Detroit loses and you go, oh, look, we narrowed the gap. Okay. If you win and Detroit wins and you go, oh, well, they didn't pick up ground. Who cares? That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
There's still a bunch of games to play. I feel like so often people just get locked in on this thing. It's like, oh, well, they won tonight, but they didn't make up any ground. It doesn't matter. I mean, eventually it would if the other teams win out, but otherwise it doesn't matter. We'll take a look here at the playoff standings in a second. I'm going to go over.
The Phillies all of a sudden are in a baseball game.
Are they really?
Yes, they are.
What happened? Oh, it's 5-2.
Yeah, but there's a man on and there's nobody out, right?
Yeah. I mean, worst comes to worst, they'll put the tarantula in and close it up. Close it out.
Do we blame Anthony SanFilippo for that?
Oh, is he just going to close out every game that you put him in?
If it becomes a safe situation, you have to.
Oh, so he's just going to come in and smoke everybody right off the mound, huh?
I think he would.
All right. Yeah, he's Mariano Rivera. I forgot.
What are you? You're hostile at me for.
Let's bring intern on here for a second. Oh, potato can. You see the potato can?
Yeah,
over
it
there?
does. It's potatoed up.
What
Yeah.
the heck
What
happened
happened
to
with
you?
that? Oh, it's his laptop.
What happened to you?
I don't know. It looks clear on mine.
Now, all right, there goes intern. Let's see. There's somebody. All right, I have to do a rare blocking of somebody in the comments for being a tool. All right,
Really?
I'm gonna put the person in timeout. Hold on. Andrew, don't touch anything. For the love of God. All right, that guy goes in timeout. He was a bad boy. He goes in timeout. He comes back and starts doing the crap again. Then we have to issue a more permanent thing. I don't tend to put people in timeout, Bundy. I don't know if you know that. Anthony likes to block people.
Yeah, I know he does.
And then he fat fingers it, and then he messes it up. He actually blocked somebody who was a positive commenter on the channel. I have to go in after.
Some guys you can't even have a conversation. I can but Kevin Kurz, he shuts off all comments.
Yeah, I don't like.
You can't
that.
do that. You cannot be engaged with the fans when you shut off your comments.
Yeah, you can't do that
because you're worried somebody's going to say something mean to you.
That's a violation. Can't do it.
It is. You can't do it. Even though someone might. Every time I put a post out, whether it's something positive or whatever, you still get one guy that just goes and rags it.
Yeah, well,
you can't block everybody for that.
You can if you're I guess thin-skinned, but there's so many things in life to be upset about. We have to go back to the old Briz thing. Don't worry, be happy. Speaking of don't worry, be happy, let's take a look at the current playoff standings, because that ultimately I think is where everyone's head is going to be at tonight. By virtue of losing the other night, Columbus remained in second place in the Metropolitan. Let's pull this up. There we go. They remain in second place in the Met with 87 points. Your team, your town, your Philadelphia Flyers, right here at 80 points. They are 5 points back of Ottawa or 6 points back of Pittsburgh in the Metropolitan Division. I know that like a lot of times we take a look at the wild card and you think that's probably the most likely path. Can I argue that the best place for you to be is to get that third spot in the Met?
I think that's where it's turned to from where it was before.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at now because Pittsburgh's got such a tough schedule. You play the Islanders once, so you've only got to climb over the Islanders right now to get to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And whether Pittsburgh can string something together. I mean, they're probably only going to need a few wins. Pittsburgh, they're not going to have to run the table. They're just going to need some cushion points down the stretch. But that's what I'm thinking. You're going to have a better chance getting into your division than you will in the wild card.
Now, the good thing is, again, if you're looking at this as we want to get to the playoffs, and I've long said that the tank is over. If you hope for a tank, if you hope for the pick like that, that's gone. So now, run like hell and go get a playoff spot. If you take a look at all the teams that are ahead of the Flyers have a game in hand or 2 games in hand over all of them. So that is a positive. You look at it, you look at potential points remaining, and you feel pretty good about it. You're right. You got to get over the Islanders. You have 3 games still coming up against Detroit. We'll see what happens. I mean, it felt the other night like things. You're frustrated, right? If you win that game, Columbus enters the night in 3rd in the Metropolitan Division with 85 points, and the Flyers are sitting 3 points back at 82. That's why those 4-point games are going to matter more than anything else.
Yeah, that's why the last game was just devastating, the loss, because of the repercussions that was around that game. The teams you needed to lose lost. You would have been 3 points back tonight.
Yep.
And you're still 5 with other teams having won last night. You got to give Ottawa credit, and you got to give Boston a lot of credit for getting that win last night in Buffalo. Even in overtime, that's a gutsy win, coming off a terrible loss to Toronto the night before.
Yep. And I think the big thing, if you're a fan out there right now, again, don't be a prisoner of the moment. You have some big games coming up against teams that you're chasing. It doesn't mean that everything is over and dead and done and dusted. There is a possibility here of still getting in. Because the alternative sucks, right? Like, they're not going to go on like an 11-game losing streak and get the 8th best odds, right? So your options right now are bust your ass every night.
Yep.
And make that run to the playoffs and try to get that spot. Or, play 500 hockey and head on a crash course with like the 14th overall pick.
You're going to be picking 15th.
Yeah, which you don't want.
No,
right?
but somebody's got to be there.
Somebody does, but it doesn't have to be the Flyers.
Well,
and that's why we now look at the guys who ultimately are going to have to kind of, I think, carry the load to get the team to a spot where they do make the playoffs and they're not missing the playoffs by 4 points and picking 15th. Travis Konechny, the other night, after the game, I know what he was trying to say, but he essentially goes out to the media afterwards and says, well, we weren't going to win every game the rest of the way. To me, like that's an inadvisable quote.
But it's true.
It is.
But it's completely true.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you're not going to win every game.
Sure.
You're not going to go win 15 in a row. You're going to lose a game whether you want to lose it or not.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, you could play your best game and still lose and be like, what happened? And that's just the way it goes sometimes in a night in the NHL.
Yeah.
But, no, I understood what he was saying. I looked at it differently than what some fans did.
Okay.
They were looking at it like he said, like, oh, well, we weren't going to win every game. Like, what do you expect? I looked at it like, no, we weren't going to win every game. Fortunately, we lost to a team that was ahead of us, has enough cushion, but we're just not going to win every game. We want to play our best to try to get there, but just didn't happen. That's what I looked at.
So he, though, is going to have to be a guy that really does contribute down the stretch.
Oh, he's got to be better than he was in that game. There's no question about it. He wasn't a prevalent player for the Flyers against Columbus on Tuesday. That's just a fact of life. That's the truth.
And in order for them to hit that next level, like what do we always say? He's almost like the spiritual leader on the team, right? Like he's kind of the engine that makes the whole thing go. And if he's on an off night, this team typically isn't going to be able to figure out a way to score enough or to get themselves up and over the hump and actually get a win.
Right.
So, like, I'm not going to say that they're going to live or die by Travis Konechny's play here down the stretch, but it certainly is going to have a pretty big impact on what they're able to do.
He has to be the most impactful forward on the team. Him, Owen Tippett, have been really the two guys that you've noticed a lot the last 15 games, or so.
Yeah.
Like Tippett's been great. He's been on a run for a while. I mean, he didn't score last game out, but he's playing really well. And Konechny's been another catalyst. Like he was carrying this team about 12 or 15 games back for a while, getting them points all over the place.
Yeah.
Even in defeat when they were losing, he was still carrying this team. So But those are guys that are going to have to be at the top of your lineup. They're going to have to be better. They're going to have to be better tonight to beat Chicago.
You need Michkov to contribute as well. Like
you do. He was invisible the other night. He did not have a good hockey game. He was quiet until the very, very end.
I think you desperately need him to figure this out. Again, people can get worked up one way or the other if they feel like it's been a regression, if it hasn't been, if you want to blame the coach, you want to blame the player. He's got to step up down the stretch here. If he were to hit another level, if he were to go on a little bit of a scoring tear, it makes everybody else's life a lot easier, right? If you somehow get him and Konechny going at the same time, you will win more games than you lose. You will do probably enough to really make this thing interesting down the stretch.
Yeah.
But if both of those guys are effectively invisible like they were the other night, this thing's got no shot. You know, like it just, you don't have the scoring talent on this team to make up for those guys not getting it done. Now, Tippett can keep you alive. I mean, we got to give credit where it's due. You said, like, the last 15 games, like, he has looked like a fundamentally different player, and he can keep you in games. But I don't think he's the guy who gets you over the top to win them. Who else do you look at, though, and say, all right, if one of Konechny or Michkov isn't going, who is the other guy? Like, there has to be at least one other guy.
Well, you probably look to Dvorak and Noah Cates. And that's not really the place you want to be digging for tons of offense. But Zegras is the other guy. Right. I knew I had a brain cramp coming out somewhere. Zegras is that guy, and then Cates and Dvorak.
Yeah.
You know, Cates is leading the team in points since the Olympic break. However you want to slice it, no matter what you want to think about that or whatever, he has the most points of any Flyer player since the end of the Olympic break.
You know, if we're being honest here, and we love being honest, right? We like being honest to the people. That's what we do. As much as I want Porter Martone to win the national championship with Michigan State, he would probably jump into being your third or fourth most impactful scoring forward on this team.
Martone?
Yeah.
I don't want to put him there yet. It takes time. Like, he looks good in college right now, but it's going to take him.
Saying from the ability to actually create his own shot and get it fired off, that translates, right? Like,
yeah,
the holistic game might not. The ability to keep up at this speed and process the game might not be the same. But in terms of a guy who can actually, like, put the puck where it needs to go in the back of the net, I would want to believe that he's
a pure goal scorer. But, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say right away, though. I mean, he might make an impact when they bring him up. He won today, so they got at least another game in the tournament before. And if he win again, they got to go another week, right? Another week between games. So it won't be till next weekend if we see him at all.
The encouraging thing there, too, is that it wasn't like it was an empty stat. Like, he got the game-winning goal, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was a tie game, and he gets you. So there's another way that you can kind of make the case. Like, he seems to be a guy who has in his DNA that ability to step up in big moments.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still early. It's college. I get it. But that, to me, is a good sign. That's not a guy who, kind of wilts. That's not a guy who puts up empty stats. There, when your team desperately needed a goal, you got it for them and you got the win. Porter Martone. Everybody's high on Porter Martone. Have you met anybody yet who's down on Porter Martone?
No.
I mean, it feels like there's a...
No. The only criticism you'll see
train
sometimes about him is his skating. From people that watch him a little bit more regularly, he's got to work on his skating a little bit more, but there's a lot of guys in this league that aren't great skaters. It'll come for him a lot more.
It is fun. Is it just here? Like, I swear, it's like everybody this team drafts, everybody this team trades for, tries to develop. It's always like, yeah, guy's got a good shot. He needs to work on his skating. Guy's got elite vision. He's got to work on his skating. I feel like it's always here. Is it like that across the league? Like, when you're watching these other teams, you just constantly like, man.
Well, we don't say that about Luchenko. We talk about how great a skater Luchenko is.
Yeah.
So I think when you hear that or you see that, it's usually spot on. Now, Tyson Forster was not exactly a fleet of feet either, but he did some working with a power skater last summer, trying to get some more speed, put more jump off his start. And I think he looked a lot better skating this year in the games we saw him.
They're saying that Emil Andre is back tonight?
He's in the lineup tonight.
He's in the lineup?
Yeah.
Okay. So Grabenkin was out the other night, but it's because he was injured. And then Intern said that today they announced 7 to 10 days that Grabenkin will be out of the lineup, which is a bummer because he's been playing really well for this team.
We thought last game he was a healthy scratch and he was injured.
Yeah.
We just never got any feedback beforehand that he was actually injured. So,
who do you look to then with him coming out of the lineup due to injury? Who needs to fill in that gap? Do you look to a Hathaway to
Hathaway was
to
actually
step
played a
in there
pretty good
and-
game the last game. He was being annoying, like he was running around, bumping guys, being a difference maker. I thought in that game, being an annoyance to the other team. Phillies won. The Durantula got the win.
Durant came in.
Yeah, he came in.
Juan Duran. Was that a save situation there, intern? It was a save. All right, so that's the first save.
Now, if you're trying to come into the Flyers game right now, good luck.
Well, and you know what? Should we tell the people what Anthony said?
I was actually going to make it poke it. I just want to let everybody, I'll tell you, I want to let everybody know that one of our mainstays is not just coming from the ballpark today. He's
Not coming from the stadium.
No, not the stadium or the ballpark. He's coming from the clubhouse. The clubhouse. Right? Anthony SanFilippo made sure he let us know. Not coming from the bank. Not coming from
the press box.
No, he's coming
not coming from Ashburn Alley. Not coming
Right.
to us from the Ghost Energy deck.
He's
not coming to us from
the clubhouse.
From the Freddy's Burger Stand. Nope. Coming over from the clubhouse.
Yeah. That's pretty funny, isn't it?
You think he's gonna
He's excited today.
Oh,
he's in his glory right now.
a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, this is like Christmas morning for Anthony.
He's probably sitting over there. He's gonna go into the clubhouse, go up and try to do a little bump to Bryce Harper. Hey Bryce,
hey, how you doing?
You'll get him next time.
Yeah.
What were the final stats? Can you pull up the stats of the Phillies game really quick? I just want to know how Bryce Harper did because I remember seeing that he wasn't having a great game, but we did miss the last couple of innings here as we got ready to go. Intern's going to check in here in a second.
He was 0 for 4 with 2 punch-outs.
0 for 4. So, Anthony, listen, if you're worried out there, if you're a Phillies fan, and you're like, hey, he had a garbage World Baseball Classic. He had a nice big home run in the final, but he had a garbage World Baseball Classic, and you're worried about it after a not elite season. Good news, Anthony SanFilippo is going to put Bryce Harper's mind at ease, and he's going to remind him, hey, Bryce, you're an elite.
From one friend to another.
You're an elite guy. I think you're an elite guy. You're an elite man in my heart. That's what Anthony's going to do. So he'll get him back on track. Now, Bundy, when you look at a game like this one against Chicago, you're coming off of a really disappointing loss to Columbus on Tuesday. You get that kind of nasty taste out of your mouth, and you're going up against a Chicago team that legitimately has nothing to play for. They're not really in playoff contention. There is legitimately nothing for Chicago to play for. What is the most important thing for the Flyers to do at the start of this game to make sure they're in position to get this thing kind of locked up early on?
I think if the Flyers have the same first period that they had the other night, they're going to be in good shape. Like, they had a magnificent first period against Columbus. I usually see that momentum carry through the game. It just didn't happen. Columbus got those 2 quick goals at the beginning of the second period, really hurt the Flyers, put them on their heels for the rest of the night. But the Flyers can get the early lead. I always said they play better with a lead than most teams do. But if the Flyers can get the early lead on Chicago had a good start against the Islanders the other night. You want to prevent that from happening, but getting the lead in this game tonight will be key for me. I have 3 keys tonight, too, if you guys want.
Do you have them?
Yeah, I have them.
All right, let's get
I did
those.
them even though we didn't have the radio tonight. So.
Listen, he's got his keys. I've got my car keys. Do you have your keys? Do you ride SEPTA coming in here or you drive? You drive?
I drive.
Okay. Bundy, you got the keys. Go ahead.
Flyers at Chicago, keys to the game. And it's going to be, number one, the Flyers should be able to establish a good forecheck against Chicago. The Blackhawks turn over a lot of pucks and struggle to get it back. The Flyers themselves have a need to improve these areas, but Chicago is one opponent against whom the Flyers have an on-paper edge to dictate the overall play. If they play their game tonight, they beat Chicago. It's as easy as that, if they do the right things. Number 2, bear down on scoring chances. In Tuesday's game against Columbus, the Flyers played a very strong first period, but took only a 1-0 lead into the intermission. Lack of finish has been an ongoing problem, especially early in games. Had the Flyers finished off Cate's penalty shot opportunity or Tippett's breakaway, things may have been different versus Columbus on Tuesday night. And finally tonight, the big guy for Chicago contained Bedard. Connor Bedard has been limited by injury this season to 58 games played. Nevertheless, he still leads the team in scoring by a wide margin with 66 points. That represents a 14-point disparity with Chicago's second highest scorer. Bertuzzi is on pace, is second on the Blackhawks with 52 points. If you can shut Bedard out in this game, you'll have a good chance of winning.
That's future Philadelphia Flyer, Connor Bedard, you're talking about.
That would be
Restricted free
great.
agent this offseason.
They
No
have
chance.
they have a load of young talent over here.
Oh,
In
yeah.
Chicago, they got
They do.
a ton of it. Yeah.
They're almost one of the standard models for, if you do kind of tear it all the way down and you do get that elite talent,
Then you got to get lucky too, getting the picks.
you
right?
do.
Yeah.
Or if you don't get lucky and get that number one, although Bedard was, that the guys that you do end up picking blossom into legitimate contributors on the team and maybe fringe star players. So there's a lot to be excited about if you're a Chicago Blackhawks fan. Season they're not making a playoff run here, but I think Blackhawks fans on the whole are probably feeling pretty good about the young nucleus of their team going forward.
They should. I mean, they have a guy there that's a world-class young player that's going to lead them. They got Anton Frondel the other day, just signed with them, so he's in the lineup. They have the first, the second, and the third pick in each of the last three drafts on their team playing right now.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, that's bottom of the barrel dumpster diving, but they've been rewarded with some good players.
I guess it's probably also worth taking a look around at the rest of the league tonight. So Pittsburgh is playing in Ottawa tonight, obviously. At this point, this actually is a good question. Ottawa's in that second wild card spot. Pittsburgh is in, what is it, the third spot in the Met? Or the second spot in the Met right now?
Third spot in the Met, yep.
If you look at strength of schedule and everything, I think that there's still probably a case to be made that you would want to see Pittsburgh lose, right? Like, you probably feel better about Ottawa winning that game in regulation.
If you're asking me who I want to lose that game tonight, I want Pittsburgh to lose.
Because, if you think about it,
because I think we just talked about it. I think their best chance is if they're going to make it, which is a long shot, they're going to do it through the Metro.
Right. And if you're in that third spot in the Met, you play the second place team in the Met.
Right.
I believe, right? So
third place,
which if you think about it,
third.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, I'm not saying let's start thinking about a first round playoff series win, but you certainly give your team a lot better of a chance of winning a first round series if it's against a team from your own division. I would say, so getting that third spot in the Met.
That would be the game plan. Whether they get there or not is going to be a real tough ticket to get there.
Which in theory would mean you would play against Columbus. If everything were to work out and the Flyers were to take that third spot from Pittsburgh, you'd play Columbus in the first round. All right, so we got that.
This guy's asking me a question. Am I coming around? Put that up there, Andrew. I've always been about getting high draft picks because I'm a believer that if you look at the history of teams that win the Stanley Cup, they have the number 1 or number 2 pick overall on their team. Whether that's just a big fluke or not, I don't think it is because it's been too many times. So I am a huge believer in getting high picks, but I hate ripping down every single thing you have just to get there. Like, if you're going to be bad, be bad. But if you're not going to be that bad, you can't just go be that bad just because everybody wants you to be.
Correct.
And that's, unfortunately, the Flyers have outplayed that situation for themselves.
Yep.
The
only person who shows up on this show and hates the idea of getting a high draft pick is Mr. Bryce Harper Glazer over there, Anthony SanFilippo.
It's not.
It doesn't matter if you get a high pick.
I would love to have Connor Bedard on this team.
Oh yeah.
But how much? Again, at the time, how far down the totem pole did you have to go to get to him? And then you got to win the lottery.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Islanders last year. That was pure luck.
Yep.
They get a guy who's as good as anybody.
And by the way, it's amazing to think back, like all of the people that we respect that do the evaluations throughout the year about the draft picks, even those people, when we would talk about Schaefer a year ago, would say, yeah, Schaefer probably needs another year of seasoning, and then he'll be in the league in the 26-27 season. What a freaking summer that kid had last year to make himself. He went from...
Who's that again?
Schaefer.
Oh, yeah.
He made himself undeniable, where he made the roster out of camp, and he has looked every bit like he's way ahead.
The other night he played 31:59 of ice time on Tuesday night. 31:59 against the Blackhawks.
Isn't that crazy?
It's the most ice time ever by an 18-year-old player in the NHL. No one's ever played more minutes than that in the game.
Can you just give people a little bit of context on how unbelievable that kid is to play those kind of minutes, play the kind of role he has, to put up the amount of points he has as a freaking 18-year-old. We always talk about the fact as a defenseman, it takes a few years at least to develop into the guy you're going to become. It's amazing what he's doing at 18.
Yeah, he's a freak. I can't wait to see that guy in 5 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be scary.
Do you think he kind of has the trajectory of being a guy that could be top 3 in this league for a decade.
Top 3 player in this league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy you win Stanley Cups with. You know, I mean, that's that kind of player he is.
All right, we should get our picks in. Intern.
So Ant texted he wants 4-2 Flyers. I'm going to go 4-1 Flyers.
I'll go 4-2 Flyers.
I'm going 4-1 Flyers.
If this team loses tonight, though, I'm going to be on fire in postgame.
It's going to be rough. This would be a rough loss.
You cannot.
They lost
lose
this game last year.
Yeah.
In another game that was really important, they lost this game last year.
You simply cannot lose this game. Here's the thing. After the other night, you can lose that game, and Konechny can come out and say we're not going to win every game, and you can be right. If you go out tonight and you fall on your face, there's no way to look in the camera.
No.
No. So we'll see. We'll be back. First intermission, second intermission, and postgame here on the Press Row Show. Do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. There goes Bundy. And so go we as well. We'll talk to all of you here. Intermissions postgame here on the Press Row Show. the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame intermission postgame show at the side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Angola.
Yes.
Those guys are hype.
Great start.
They were hype. Hey, tell you what, we said pregame. Get off to a strong start. You know, maybe not put it away in the first period, but like get off to a good start. 2-0 your score after one. Alex Bump with pretty much a gimme goal.
Yeah.
A disastrous adventure behind the net on Chicago's part.
Yeah, the goalie push it right to Christian Dvorak.
And Bump deposits it, gets you on the board. And not that long after, Sean Couturier, how about Mr. Coots over there, gets a goal.
2 goals in 2 games. Yep. Got one last game,
Don't
too.
look now, he's on fire.
He's on fire. The one thing the Flyers that prevented them from really taking over that period was a poor power play. Power play was awful that period.
It's a powerless play.
It was terrible, but that would have been I'm not hearing anything here at all. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, now I hear it again now.
You're good now?
Yeah.
We got to talk to the team about these. This board and these headphones. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, bad power play didn't allow them to get that third goal. You know, I mean, they really buckled down in that power play. You got a 3-0 lead right now, and Chicago's in a real hole. Instead, they're kind of creeping around. There's a few penalties called at the end of that first period, but Chicago's just still hanging around this game. The Flyers need the next goal. They do need they need the third goal before the Blackhawks score one.
Go up 3-0, and you feel certainly exponentially better about your chance of winning tonight. And we said it, in the pregame. It's a game you have to win. It's not the same level of have to win like the other night against Columbus where it's a 4-point game. This is you need to win this one because this is the only team that you have that has absolutely no playoff hope, right? This is a team that just wants the season to be over. Put them out of their misery early, get yourself the 2 points, and move on with life. That's kind of where we're at tonight. So, hey, kudos to the Flyers, at least through the first 20 minutes. Took care of business. 2 goals, rapid succession. What was it, 3.5 minutes into the game, right? They were up 2-0. So you try to build on that. I do have a question, though, about this Pico powerless play, right? Somebody hasn't paid the damn bill. I think that's what's happening. Pico's got to, evict or something. What can they do at this point to get this power play going, Bundy?
Yeah, I mean,
what if anything? There
they have to design a way to get shots through, and they're trying to be too perfect. They're just trying to set up the perfect play every time, and it's just not there. If you can somehow get 2 guys on the half boards and that one defenseman at the point and try to set him up for a one-timer or a quick shot from the point and then crash the net, that's always the best and the hardest power play to defend. I don't understand these power play coaches now thinking all this tic-tac-toe stuff is great. It's great when it works, but most of the time it doesn't work because guys are prepared to defend it. Yep. The hardest play, I'm telling you as a defenseman, having played a lot of games in this league, is when there is a point shot in the power play because then you have to account for the guys coming around the net looking for the garbage. That's the hardest play to defend as a defenseman, and the Flyers just don't make it hard enough on the opposition on their on the Flyers' own power play.
We are going to submit Bundy to this coaching staff for a strategy session. Bundy's going to fix the power play.
I think everybody knows it. It's not like I'm giving them knowledge they don't already have.
Players won't execute the plan?
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything, but again, they need to just simplify it. When it's not going like that. Zegras is a good stick handler. He's like a little bit of a wizard back there. Find a way to get him a pass to get it back to the defenseman for a one-timer. It's not that hard. It really isn't. But you've got to get traffic to the net, and you got to get your shots through. That's key.
Yep.
I mean, again, I don't like. I like tic-tac-toe when it works. It's beautiful. It's fun to watch. But it's not conducive to winning mainstay hockey games.
I'll tell you what. We need to address something here really quickly before we move on with the first intermission report. There's been a significant development. As many of you have noticed from pregame and thus far during intermission, Anthony SanFilippo is not with us. We don't have an easy way to say this. But we will try, and we're going to get through it together. Anthony prioritized the Phillies, and he was over in the clubhouse. Don't forget, Bunny, he was in the clubhouse. He sent us a text update with where he's at, because we thought we expected him for the first intermission.
He said he'd be here midway through the first period. He didn't. He's in there.
Remember the old commercials, like the gambling commercials?
He's in there. He's
dad
sweat
goes
collecting
into
in the Phillies clubhouse
You know
right
what I'm talking
now.
about? There's the commercial where, like, the dad, he's got the balloons and the stuff for the birthday party for his kid. And he's like, I was just going to go play one hand. And he goes into the casino and it's daytime. When he comes back out, it's nighttime and he missed the party. That's Anthony right now. Not with gambling, but with the Phillies. He promised us. He said he was going to be here first intermission. He's not. And then we think to ourselves, well, there's only so much time and it's not that far. Intern was like, I mean, if you think about it, he should be able to walk over here in a relatively acceptable amount of time.
Well, he has to talk to Alec Baum.
Yeah, so
That's super important for him today.
He texted us. Hold on, let me find the text. So after he told us that he was going to be coming from the clubhouse, he texted us this just a little bit ago. Running late. Bohm is suing his parents. Seriously. So I have to talk to him.
What the hell does that have to do with baseball?
I pointed out the Philadelphia Inquirer already had the story. What's there to talk about? Hey, Alec, your parents swindled you, huh? That must suck, right? What kind of quote are you going to get? What are we going to do?
Alec, was it $3 million like the Inquirer said? Was it 2.89?
I will say, Anthony, though, we do hockey, and I think he's very level. But I think he has this really big love for the Phillies. Like, there's a significant man love that goes on there, that he gets to cover the team, but is also a real fan. It's a real interesting marriage between the two.
Wow, Greg says SanFilippo is a fanboy. Oh, boy. Don't let Ant.
And I love Ant. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we all love Ant.
We love it.
But, yeah, he's got a real unique and passionate love for the Phillies that I haven't seen from any other sports broadcasters or other people.
Oh, look at this. Manny problems. Man, oh, man. All right. Now is the time that we bring on somebody who the people love, and it is the first intermission. It is time for Intern Andrew's Stat of the Night. Intern, welcome. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Nice.
So tonight, I almost said Alec Bohm. Alex Bump's 10th career game. And that goal that he scored was the third of his career. So should he get another one tonight, he'll become just the third Flyers rookie in the last 30 years to have 4 goals in their first 10 games. Other two being Gagne in 99, and then the other one was Michkov last year. And then for Chicago, speaking of the Young Bucks, Connor Bedard, 29 goals on the season this year. Should he get another goal, he'll become just the third Blackhawk in history to have a 30-goal season age 20 or younger. The other two being Jonathan Taves in the 08-09 season. And then how about this one? Eric Daze in the 95-96 season.
He could score goals, that guy.
Yeah,
he was fun. Bedard's still just 20, huh?
Yeah.
That can't be right. Is he seriously?
Yeah.
No. When's his birthday?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is 20. He turns 21 in July. Unbelievable.
Believe it.
I mean, I won't point this out, but there is somebody who usually sits on this panel who likes to note that players don't usually find success in this league at this age. Well, we talked about Matthew Schaefer pregame. We talked about Connor Bedard now. So
Celebrini.
That would be an interesting one if you could throw all those guys into a pot, right?
Celebrini.
Celebrini, Schaefer, Bedard, and who else could we toss in there for a young stud?
Do we want to go by number 1 overall only, or do we want to?
No, it doesn't have to be number 1 overall, but guys that are just like making real hay at like a young age. I mean, if you had to redo the whole thing, I probably would go Schaefer.
Would you?
Ahead of those guys, yeah.
Even ahead of Celebrini?
I would take the defenseman because I think this guy's got 22 goals as an offensive 18-year-old defenseman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd go.
I think I would take Celebrini, but man, Schaefer's made quite the impression. You can let us know in the comments, by the way. By all means, let us know.
This is not a bad answer either. Lane Hudson.
No, he's not in that league.
No.
What
he's
do you
not in the same league as that Schaefer.
Because of the importance of goaltending, though, what do you think about a guy like Dustin Wolf? You think he's going to turn out?
I think he could turn out good in Calgary. I mean, he's a good goalie, but I'm talking about a game-breaking franchise player that is going to just take people out of their seats nightly. And I think Celebrini would be second, Bedard would be third, but they're all right there. Like, it's a tough 1, 2, 3 pick, but I would take Schaefer if I had to pick one of those 3 guys.
So if you look at the number 1 overall pick for the last decade,
Yeah.
We always say you gotta have some luck to win the lottery and all that.
Yeah.
But then it's also you have to execute. Like you have to nail that pick. All right. So Connor McDavid, 2015, Austin Matthews, 2016, Nico Hischier, 2017. That was the Nolan Patrick draft.
Yep.
Rasmus Dahlin in 2018, Jack Hughes, 2019, Alex Lafreniere, right, goes in 2020.
Yeah.
Owen Power, 2021. Slavkovsky, 2022. Bedard, Celebrini, Schaefer. I would make an argument that the last 3 number 1 overall picks, that might be the best 3-year stretch out of any of them.
Yeah, that's
like
a pretty good one.
back-to-back years. Because McDavid, obviously, once-in-a-generation kind of player. Matthews, really, really good. Legit 1C. Hishier's fine. Dahlin, very, very good. Jack Hughes.
Who was in the 80s? Can you go back that far, like with Mario Lemieux?
You bet your keister I can. By the way, 2014 Ekblad, 2013 McKinnon.
This is a pretty good one here, too.
What?
Kane, Stamkos, and Tavares.
Ooh.
That's a really good
7, 8,
3-run.
9.
And if you add Hall in there, he won a Hart Trophy.
Taylor Hall was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crosby and Ovechkin in back-to-back years. Marc-Andre Fleury.
And Fleury,
that's
another
3-pack. So maybe it's a 3. It's a
3-pack.
It's a 3-pack.
Right there, yeah.
That's like, 3 or 4 3-packs we've seen. Where do you want to go back to? The 80s, you said?
I want to go back to where Lemieux, before Lemieux. No, Brian Lawton is there. So
All right,
who's after that? No, it was not. No. Mario's 80, should be 1984.
Yeah, he was here.
Yeah, I know he went 1, but I'm looking to see who went first overall to see if he ended up being a 3 guy. Okay. No, I mean, you had Joe Murphy. Wendell Clark you could make a case for.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, though. We're looking at the list. I didn't think to share it here on the stream. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, interesting. I think, all right, so 03 to 05, Fleury, Ovechkin, Crosby. That's one set of 3. You go Kane, Stamkos, Tavares. That's another 3-pack. That was 07 to 09. I'd go McKinnon, Ekblad, McDavid 100%.
Who's that again?
McKinnon, Ekblad, and McDavid.
Yeah, you could do that one.
That's a 3-pack. If you really wanted to, you could throw Austin Matthews there as that's the strongest 4.
I was going to say Ekblad, then McDavid, then Matthews.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, we just said that.
You said McKinnon, Ekblad, then McDavid.
Well, I would say
a different 3.
No, but I'm saying McKinnon. Why? No, McKinnon, Ekblad, McDavid is a stronger 3 than Ekblad, McDavid, Matthews. McKinnon is a significant.
You're right. You're right.
Not to be dismissive here, but Nathan McKinnon versus Austin Matthews. But I would say that's probably the strongest back-to-back stretch by far. And now you have Bedard, Celebrini, Schaefer, and if we're being honest, McKenna is going to be the number 1 overall pick unless something really changes, just based on the way that people have been talking about him. Probably going to be really successful at the NHL level. So maybe that'll end up being your next, set of 4 in a row. But it is kind of wild, the variance there, Bundy. In some cases, you have a generational talent. In some cases, you have a guy who's a cornerstone, and then you have an Owen Power that's not that. Wild,
Yeah, I mean, or Lafreniere. They're, that was not a great draft year for a guy to go first off. He's a good player, but he's not the level of the other guys you see. No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Thank you, intern, by the way. Thank you for your stat. Thank you for your service. Nailed it. # nailed it. This security guard over here, he looks like Torts' brother, right? He shaved the beard, but
maybe it is Torts, and we just don't know.
No, but seriously,
he does look like Torts.
He's rocked a goatee a few times this year, and I remember the first time I saw him, I said that guy is John Tortorella, undercover Torts, up here. He's just waiting to get Anthony alone, and then just hit him with a clothesline over the glass here, Then say Kevin Hayes' fingerprints were all over it.
Yeah.
You got to examine the glass.
Yep.
All right, Bundy. We get back to this game. Enough of the shenanigans. 2-0 lead. Flyers on the whole had a much better first period than Chicago
Great
did.
start, yep.
You mentioned that it's important, it's imperative that they score the 3rd goal and extend this lead. How much of a swing do you think that actually does have for this team? Scoring that 3rd goal versus allowing Chicago to feel like they can get back in it with a goal.
Yeah, I mean, the next goal is an important goal in this hockey game. I mean, even for as good as a start the Flyers had, it looked like they're going to run them out of the building, and they didn't. It's a 2-0 lead. Chicago had a couple of great opportunities that Urson made some good saves on. But the Flyers are going to get another about a minute of power play time here to start the second period, and they're going to need to try to capitalize and cash in on that. But to get a 3-0 lead in this game will go a long way to get to providing the victory. And the Flyers sorely need this victory. They badly need it.
Now, I know that I'm going to be a hypocrite here because they said you shouldn't scoreboard watch because it doesn't really matter. You're going to win however many games you're going to win. The others are going to. Right now, the second period has begun in Ottawa. Senators are up 2-1 over the Penguins. So that's good news. The Islanders are up 1-0 at home over the Stars.
Yeah.
Which is
what
quite
else you got? Any other games? Give them all.
Blue Jackets and Canadiens are tied at a goal apiece. That's about a minute 15 into the period. I think that's all for the ones that are going to impact around the Flyers.
Washington plays at 9.
And Washington and Utah.
Did you say Ottawa has a 2-1 lead?
Yeah.
Oh, there! Yeah. I just saw it on the board. Yeah.
Ottawa 2-1 lead. Islanders are up 1-0, and Blue Jackets Canadiens are tied at 1 apiece.
Right. Okay.
I mean, we'll keep you updated here on the Press Row Show. I know you can pull out your phone and check it yourself, but that's what we're here for. We are here to bring a little bit of an educational piece. Speaking of educational pieces, how long do you think Anthony SanFilippo's story about Alec Boehm's potential embezzling parents is going to be? Is it going to be anything less than 1,200 words?
You could probably just text Ant and tell him to go home. Like, what's the point of coming over now? He's missed the first period. He's going to miss most of the second period. What are you going to come over here and talk about? Nothing.
What?
If you haven't watched the game, you can't talk during the intermission about the game.
What would be the worst look? Anthony coming on here in the second intermission if he misses the second period, or me doing pregame the other day from the streets of New York?
That was bad.
That's a good question.
That was pretty bad.
It was great. What are you talking about?
You look like Mortimer in Trading Places.
I don't even know what that means.
I know. You never would understand that.
What was the name? Mortimer?
Yeah. You'll know exactly who it is when it comes up.
Mortimer Trading. Let's pull up a picture. Which guy's that? This guy?
Yeah, but you got to get him. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Is it this guy?
I can't see on the angle with the screen.
Mortimer Duke?
This guy?
Yeah, that's him.
Him. All right, hold on. I'll pull him up. So why am I being compared to him?
Sell, Mortimer, sell.
How the hell does that? What? You said I look like this guy? This guy right here?
Yeah, but when he hits the street, him and Don Amici hit the street, and then
Oh.
You got to remember. Yeah,
so it's more the context of where it's at.
All right, they started playing.
All right,
let's go.
All right, we'll be back. Second intermission post-game here on the Press Row Show. Do us a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe. We'll talk to all of you soon here on the Press Row Show. Welcome into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator. And believe it or not, and I know you might not believe it, but you have to believe it, we are also west of Angola. And
I thought you were
we are
saying-
also west of Citizens
That's
Bank
what I
Park.
thought you were going to say.
We are west of Citizens Bank Park, where Anthony SanFilippo was. And you won't believe it. This man was a sweaty mess.
I tried.
We got done first intermission. We met Poo Nugs. Poo Nugs, who's always in the comments. Poo Nugs was here with his daughter. And then as we are talking to Poo Nugs, Anthony SanFilippo walks over, drenched in sweat.
We don't know whose sweat it was, but it was Anthony was wet.
I tried my damnedest. I tried my damnedest to get here in time for first intermission.
I know you did, pal.
And I ran, and intern Andrew said to me, he said, "Do you think that there's security footage of you running through the parking lot?" I said, "I bet you there is."
You were moving, I bet, huh?
Oh, dude. So first of all, it's not an easy. Where the media gate is
It's over on Therien Street,
yeah,
right?
it's behind Citizens Bank Park.
Yes.
I'm not trying to make it sound like it's a long walk, right? But it's a circuitous route.
Right, you're not walking out the third base side,
Right.
and you're right here.
Yeah,
I got you.
you know what I'm saying? And then there's traffic because fans are still leaving the game and everything. So you're dodging cars.
Yeah.
You're running. I'm running, carrying my backpack with my computer and everything in it. Like yes, I worked up a sweat.
You know, you get cool off in here.
I feel great in here.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice and cool in here. It's awesome. So yes, there's probably if you guys are enterprising, you probably could find some of that security footage. And my headset keeps going out. I guess
They've been going out the whole night.
I guess you gave me the bad headset.
No, I have the back one. Look, I have the tape. You see this?
Okay.
Mine?
So wait, you guys had Dan Hilferty on pregame, and you couldn't say to him, "Yo, Dan." Yeah, we're in almost through 3 years here with the same headsets. Yeah, get us a
He'll
couple
hook
new,
us up.
get us a couple new headsets, Dan.
We signed a new 3-year deal with the team, so hopefully somebody figures out headphones between now and 2028
And we are signed, right?
Oh, yeah, we're signed.
We're signed.
Okay, great.
Yes,
We're signed.
yes, we are back.
3
are
more
back.
years. 3 more years. 3 more years.
So anyway,
3 more years of me saying, for the love of God, get us to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Somebody, please.
it's 5-1.
Playing great tonight. Flyers
So-
are really good tonight.
Yeah.
And to that end, Bundy, you said they need to score that third goal, right? Get that
Yeah.
3-goal lead.
Yeah.
Really kind of put this one away or put even more doubt into the mind of Chicago. They did it. They have largely been dominant in this game, both ends of the ice. It has been pretty much a complete 40 minutes for the
Yep.
most part to
Yep.
this point.
No doubt.
And again, when we looked at the final 16, 17 games of the season, we said, this is the one cupcake on the schedule. Barring some kind of cataclysmic failure, they're at least going to get the job done tonight.
I don't want to call it a cupcake, though, Russ. I mean, I know Chicago's a bad team, and you're watching it, and you're seeing why they're a bad team. But keep in mind, this is the same team that just went to New York and faced an Islanders team that needed to win a game the other night, and they beat them.
Yeah.
Right? So I wouldn't call it a complete cupcake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they like playing spoiler, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so the Flyers could have fallen into a very similar trap
Yeah.
and did not through 40 minutes, which
Yeah.
is good. Which is good. Look, I missed the entire first period, but it seems like, you guys tell me, because I'm watching some of these goals, it looks like they're taking advantage of the back door
Yes.
a little bit,
Yep.
right? Kind of like teams were doing to the Flyers
Yep. When they were in that bad
when
run.
they were in that bad run a couple
Yeah.
of months ago.
Yep.
And it also seemed like that they were really good on the forecheck, right? Like
That was Bundy's keys to the game,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Dvorak's play leads to the first goal by Alex Bump, right?
Yep.
Glendening makes a nice checking play to get to the puck.
Yeah, gets
and
the Goots.
sets up Coots. There was a backdoor play here for Dvorak.
Yeah, play
for
on
his
the
goal.
that one, and then Barkey goes to the front of the net on that shot by
Yeah.
Zegras. Yeah, it was good. I think we're missing one goal. I can't remember.
Bundy,
There's been so many of them.
That's
Yeah.
what pisses me off, though, right? And it should piss you off. It should piss everybody off. Where did they score their goals tonight?
Right in front of the net.
damn net.
Yeah, I know.
The
I mean, they're
same
shooting
thing that
more.
we
Yeah.
say all the time. Just get pucks on the net. Get
Well.
guys in some greasy areas and you're not a skilled enough team to go play cutesy tic-tac-toe freaking just get the job done. They're doing it tonight. Good. Keep that going. Just saying,
Yeah.
it's nice to see it happening, but this is the thing. I swear it's been years that we come on the show and we're just like, can somebody just score a greasy goal? Can somebody just have a little bit of chutzpah?
There's been some greasy goals tonight. They have. They've been going to the front of the net. Those are the kind of goals you want to see. And the Flyers have played well for 40 minutes. I mean, they're really pouring it on Chicago. They could have had more goals. Bedard got the lone goal for Chicago that period. Nice shot that he beat Urson on the short side. He can score goals. That was his 30th of the year, guys, Bedard.
Pretty good player, that guy.
Yeah, he sure is.
None of us are getting the score right
You
tonight.
started smooching the mic there for a second.
No, I was sucking my teeth.
Yeah, I said 4-1 Flyers. That's about as close as you're going to get. I wish the game ended a little earlier.
Yeah. What are you making a face for?
Sucking your teeth.
You've never done that? You make that
your lips were pursed and practically against the foam of the mic.
No, you're sucking your teeth. You've never done this.
What is sucking your teeth?
Go and you make a sound are you kidding me right now?
Bundy, do you suck your teeth?
I don't know what the hell that means.
That's what I'm saying.
It's you're running your tongue across the front of your teeth.
I don't do that.
I do it. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I just never thought of doing it.
Why are you? I don't understand why you think this is ridiculous.
I know. I just love the fact that you're like, everybody does it. Everybody does it. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Bundy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? We'll play him in a second. Intern, do you suck your teeth?
No.
Okay. So 3 out of 4.
Have you ever heard of it?
The only thing I've ever put in my mouth that I sucked is a lollipop. That's it.
That's a good answer.
Ridiculous.
Let's do Family Feud and
it's such
a different answer to that
so
question.
Family Feud,
it's so absurdly common.
What are the things to suck on? We got our top 5 answers on the board.
No, you know what? I am surrounded by students. I'm surrounded by students.
So we got lollipop. What else?
I can't hear.
No, that might not be a bad thing.
There you go. I mean, it's such a common phrase.
Your thumb. 28 people said thumb.
Why don't you Google it?
Sucking your teeth?
Suck your teeth. Yes, it's very common.
I'm going to get banned from Xfinity
No,
Mobile
you're
Arena.
not.
They're going to see this Google search history. Do I pull up an incognito browser for sucking teeth?
You need a VPN.
Suck your teeth. I swear, this is going to be bad.
No, it's not.
What is this? All right. Thumb sucking and your child.
No.
Two of the 3. Oh, here you go. Sucking teeth is a centuries-old thing. It's a person. I can't tell this person's gender, but they're on TikTok talking about it. What is sucking on one's teeth? There's a No Stupid Questions subreddit about it from 7 years ago.
Interesting.
This is weird.
It's not weird.
This is why Dan Hilferty decided to come on the show pregame. Bundy, if he hears about teeth sucking, do you think Hilferty's ever going to want to pop on here when Anthony's on?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
So here's the poll you need to put up. Here's the poll you need to put up.
What's that?
This is the poll. The poll is, would you rather this nonsense be part of the conversation, or would you rather it be like Bundy and I did yesterday, where we did 1 hour of just hockey?
You're the one
Put
who
that
said,
poll.
You're the one who
you
said
brought it
sucking
up.
Teeth.
You made a thing out of
like
it.
you were kissing the microphone.
And I said I was just sucking my teeth, and you turned it into a whole
I
thing.
said, what is that?
I mean, come on.
By the way, we want to wish Michael Finn a really nice night as you go and enjoy Ashlyn Allen Hartsey. I'm sure you're going to get a ton of insightful conversation, as well as a bleep ton of commercials. Enjoy that. All right, time for intern Andrew with his trivia. Guys, let's get the trio. Cue up the band. Are you ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Boom, boom,
Ching,
boom,
ching,
boom,
ching,
boom, boom,
ching,
boom,
ching, 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 ching.
Fantastic. Thank you.
He's not a teeth sucker. How are you?
Certainly not. Good. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. So Flyers versus Blackhawks. I think last year I made the question about Jeremy Roenick, famed Flyer and Blackhawk, and I wanted to get a little bit more random of a player. So Bundy, I picked a former teammate of yours, think he played here for 3 seasons, 237 games as a Flyer.
Tony Amonte?
No. Slovakian center named Michael Handzus.
Yeah.
I remember him, yeah.
He was traded to the Blackhawks, went to, I think, the Kings, then the Sharks, then actually went back to the Blackhawks for a second stint.
Yep.
December 5th, 2002, Flyers are here against the New York Rangers. Bundy, you were on the team, but for whatever reason, you did not play in this game.
Okay.
You weren't in the box score. So that game, Michael Handzus became the second player in NHL history to do what?
Wait a second. Are we doing trivia or this is a stat?
Trivia. You see if Bundy remembers this.
Michael Handzus became the second player in NHL history to do whatever it is.
Yes.
Second player in NHL history. I don't know. I must have been hurt. I was probably
Does it
injured.
pertain to Chicago in any way, or this is just
No, just because he played for the Blackhawks.
okay.
So this happened while he was on the Blackhawks or on the Flyers?
On the Flyers.
Huh.
What's a rare thing you could do?
Good trivia. You got me.
To score a goal in each way.
No, that's Lemieux.
No.
He
Well,
didn't
that's why
do
I said the second.
Yeah,
He was the second.
that'll never happen again, ever.
Like power play, shorthanded, even strength, empty net,
And penalty shot.
and penalty shot. Well, I wouldn't have. I would have said the other before, but
I don't know. Score on 2 penalty shots in 1 game.
That's actually very close.
Wow.
what is it then?
The overtime game-winning goal was on a penalty shot.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That was only the second time ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Do you remember that game or no?
I don't.
Okay.
No.
Do you know who you want to take a stab at who the Rangers goalie was?
Was a Rangers goalie?
Yeah.
What year again?
2002.
And it wasn't Richter?
No.
No, Richter was gone by then.
Was it gone?
Lundqvist wasn't here yet, I don't think. Yeah, Richter was retired, I think, by then. Rangers goalie, I don't know.
I think it was at the back end of his career still.
Dan Blackburn.
Dan
Oh,
Blackburn, okay.
he had that. He was the one who had that weird injury, right? With his hand. He tried to come back, played the opposite hand with he had the double waffle pads, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, like it was something weird. Yeah, I remember that was because he couldn't catch with the glove.
That's a good trivia, though, Andrew.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Good question.
Well done. Well done. Sick taps for the question. There you go. The people, I'll tell you what, you have a high approval rating with the people.
Yeah, he does. Interns, he's probably the most liked person on the show.
Nah, Bundy is.
I still think it's Bundy.
It's Bundy.
It's close.
No, it's Bundy.
I haven't heard. And see, here's the thing, right? You get people who every once in a while Bundy gets a negative comment, right? You and I get killed all the time.
When you're not here, people say the show's better without you. When I'm not here, they say it's better without me. Whenever Bundy's not here, you don't see that.
No, of course. But what I was going to say is, have you ever seen anybody say anything negative about interns?
No, never.
No,
It happens.
no. Like what? Like playfully, like Tony Louie. That doesn't count.
Wow, Tony Louie, you don't
I mean,
count.
the last game when I was hosting, there were a couple people that were mad at me because I wasn't bringing up enough of the comments. So I'm worse at it when I'm sitting there because I'm more engaged in the
But it's a
conversation.
different job. You had a different job.
Right. Yes.
Right. I mean, it's people complaining about that. That's ridiculous. So,
What was the remember you told me one of the like the podcast reviews? I got my first negative comment. Do you remember what it was?
No.
It was just like enough of the intern or something like that.
That would have been a long time ago, though. I
It
haven't
was
checked.
funny.
I haven't checked Apple reviews in a while.
No,
I
there's
probably
nothing
should.
there.
Isn't there?
Not for
I
a long
think people
time.
just kind of gave up on Apple Podcast reviews in general. I think you get a lot more feedback on YouTube, just in general at this point.
Sure.
Because it's moved to a video medium for the most part.
You know what? I'm convinced, guys, games here in this building take longer than everywhere else in the league.
They do.
This building, for some reason, like, I'm looking at scores to try to give some updates. Under 16 minutes left in the third period, Montreal and the Blue Jackets are tied at 1. Under 18 minutes left in the third period, Pittsburgh just took a 3-2 lead. Crosby left the game with an injury in the second period. Why are those games already well into the third period. We haven't even started here yet.
Yeah, because remember, we had 3 minutes left in the intermission, and the other games were 3 minutes already gone in the second. So it just compounds. I'm looking to find the Crosby injury right now, like what led to it. There's nothing.
You couldn't really see it. He just was on a shift.
Yeah,
and he went to the bench and just walked down the tunnel.
Yeah, there was no contact.
Islanders are leading Dallas 2-0. Seattle and Tampa tied at 3. Minnesota leads Florida 2-1.
Capitals and Mammoth will drop the puck here momentarily.
Yeah.
9 o'clock
The
start.
rest of them are inconsequential to the Flyers.
That Penguins game is frustrating.
Rob Dog. The Russ Joy Show is being replaced by the intern Andrew Power Hour.
You never know. You never know.
Amadeo says he just left us an Apple Podcast. Atta guy.
Man of the people.
He is.
All right, well, before we sign off here until postgame, Bundy, a 4-goal lead is certainly a strong one to have. What's the most important thing for the Flyers to do in this period? Obviously not allow Chicago to score early in the period.
Played really good, strong defense. Move the puck efficiently out of your zone. And if you don't have a play at the red line, just get the puck in deep. Make them come 200 feet if they're going to try to beat you. It's pretty easy. When you got a 4-goal lead, usually that's money in the bank. So let's see what the Flyers can do here in this period to continue playing well so they can carry that momentum into the weekend.
Money in the bank, something Alec Boehm apparently has $3 million less of. My goodness. Is that story up on Patterson?
Not yet. I'm still finishing writing it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a story that is.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Hey, by the way, one thing about the Phillies game has nothing to do with baseball that I want to say. Kane Callis is a terrible national anthem singer. Harry's son.
Who? Harry's son?
Terrible.
The opera singer?
Yeah, terrible. He's terrible.
Puck drop, guys.
We're going to come back.
We'll carry that over into postgame.
Awful.
Anthony does not respect the arts. You heard it here first. number one rated pregame intermission. Let's get you this side of the Mississippi, South New York, and Central North, and the equator, and west of Citizens Bank Park. They're still alive. By God, they're still alive. Flyers pull out a 5-1 win over the Chicago Blackhawks. Connor Bedard, the lone goal scorer for the visiting team. Flyers got out to a nice early lead, 2-goal lead, 3.5 minutes into this game. They never looked back. The game was never really in doubt. And Bundy, for a team that needs to win as many games as possible to have a shot at making the playoffs, it sure felt good for once to see them get the job done and really put their stamp on this game very, very early in the first period.
I thought they played a good, strong game, a good, solid 60 minutes, 20 minutes at a time. They poured it in tonight. I mean, Chicago's they're not a good team, but at the same time, they beat the Islanders the other night. They might have been feeling it, and the Flyers left no room for doubt in this victory tonight. From beginning to the end, they dominated this game, and it was a really good win and an important win. I know you can't control what's going on in Pittsburgh and Ottawa. They're in overtime right now, but you can control your own destiny and win the games that are in front of you, and the Flyers did a good job to open up this busy weekend that's in front of them.
Yeah.
That's a good win. I mean, you can't lose to the Chicago Blackhawks. If you think that you want to figure out a way, as narrow as your path is, if you want to figure out a way to get into the playoffs, you can't lose this game, right, at all. Yep. And so they came out and they put a hurting on Chicago. They did what they were supposed to do. They're not getting the help that they need today, but that's okay. You get the win. You get back on track. And you go back at it again on Saturday, and you try and get a big win on Saturday, and keep building off of that. The next home game is Sunday against the Dallas Stars.
No, they play at Detroit Saturday.
No, next home game is Sunday.
Game. Right.
Next home game is Sunday. I know they're in Detroit Saturday, but their next home game is Sunday against Dallas. This is a tough back-to-back, right? I mean, you got a desperate Detroit team who's not been playing well, and have fallen out of the playoff spot, but they're
right there.
They're right there, right? And then you have Dallas, who's one of the best teams in hockey, and they're coming off of a loss tonight. Yep. Now they have a back-to-back too. They play on Saturday.
They do
in Pittsburgh. I think
it's Pittsburgh.
I think they're
in 5 o'clock start.
Yeah, I think they're in Pittsburgh on Saturday. So you got an opportunity here, even though they're tough games. Like these are two that you probably have to try and figure out. You got to get 3 points.
3 points.
3 points this weekend if you want to get back into it.
And obviously, preferably 2 against Detroit.
If
you're going to have your druthers, you want to get as many points as possible against the teams you're trailing.
Correct. You'd like a regulation win against Detroit too. Correct.
We were talking about this pregame, but it's like I get why people go, "Oh, you didn't get help tonight." It doesn't matter. None of that matters. You have to focus on what you can control. The rest of it doesn't matter because, unless the team is going to somehow run the table to end the season, there are going to be losses along the way. If you're kind of being a prisoner of the moment if you're scoreboard watching at this point. I get it. It's a good little boost of morale, right? But I wouldn't feel down tonight, regardless of what happens in the Senators-Penguins game, which I think is about to go to a shootout. There was just 2 breakaways in succession. Ottawa had one, they missed, and then Pittsburgh had a breakaway on the play coming back down the ice, and they missed too. So it's close to a shootout now, yeah. And Crosby did not return to the game over there, right? He came out, non-contact injury.
No, he got bumped. They're showing what might have been. It might have been Nick Cousins hit him.
Really?
Into the boards, yeah. And it looked like that might have been where he got it.
Nick Cousins, man. Who would have thought that guy would still be playing
in the league is a miracle.
Right?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I remember when he was here. Good kid. I remember when he was here, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a grinded out fourth line type guy. Plays with a little bit of an edge, I guess. Kind of surprises me.
Small guy. It doesn't have a lot of speed. Yeah, but he's hung around the league. That's because there's more jobs.
Yeah.
There's more teams. There's more jobs to keep.
I think Gary Bettman needs to expand this league. Let's get 4 more teams while we're at it.
Well, they're coming. A couple more are coming. The NBA's expanding to 2 more, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Stupid.
That'll make that product really good. That'll be a good product.
Down enough. I can't wait until there's 70 3-point attempts a game. That'll be awesome. Fantastic. I'm looking for an updated standings here. So that was game number 71 for the Flyers. They're now at 82 points.
Yes.
The Islanders game.
They won. 2-1.
And I think that was final, right? So that was their 73rd game. So the Flyers are now 5 points back of the Islanders.
The Flyers still have 2 games in hand on the Islanders.
I know, but remember though, like keep in mind, for whatever reason, this table hasn't updated yet. But like,
but they still have 2 games in hand.
But they're 5 games behind.
They're
the
5
Islanders.
points back. But here's
5 points back for third in the Met, which Bundy and I were talking about pregame. You're really like, while the wild card is something that you're keeping an eye on, I think the Metropolitan is where you really want to get, because
it's fewer teams to pass.
It's fewer teams to pass, and I just like the idea of a matchup in the first round against a team in your own division. I think you have a much better chance of being competitive.
Well, you want to avoid Carolina, Buffalo, Tampa in the first round. That's what you want to avoid.
Which is why third in the Met.
So finishing third in the Met is a much better option, right?
If the Senators manage to win this shootout, there's going to be 4 teams all with 87. Okay. Islanders, Blue Jackets, Senators, and Penguins will all be sitting at 87. And the Flyers have at least 1 game in hand on all 4 of those teams.
Correct. But the interesting thing for the Islanders is you have 2 games in hand and you play them. So you're 5 points back, and if you win the 2 games that you have in hand and you beat them head-to-head,
that's 6 points.
You pass them. So that's
you have to pass them, though. You can't be tied because the Flyers have such low amount of regulation wins.
They lose every tiebreaker.
Every tiebreaker.
Yeah. So you have to pass a team. You know.
They've only won 21 games in regulation this year.
22 now.
22 now.
Yeah. That's insane.
They're doing jerseys off the back night here today.
Yes, they are.
That is legitimately insane.
By the way, I got a funny jersey off the back story.
Go ahead.
So I was working a game. I don't know what year it was. It was like 2000. If I had to guess, 2005, 2006, one of those years. And my dad had gotten tickets at his job to come to the game. Now, I was working. I was in the press box. And my dad goes, I got these tickets. I want to take one of your boys. So he took my son Anthony to the game. They sat in the game, and it was shirt off your back night. Don't you know that they get pulled?
Really?
For this, right? And so they get to go down on the ice. So my dad and my son go down the ice, and I'm walking down to go do the post-game interview, right? And I had no idea that they were even down there. And as I'm walking past the tunnel, the Zamboni tunnel, Lou Nolan is asking the people like what their name is to give them their jersey. So he asks my son, he says, "What is your name?" And my son goes, "Anthony SanFilippo." And Lou does a double take. He's like, "Do I know you?" And my
Whose jersey did he get?
RJ Umberger.
Oh, okay.
RJ Umberger's jersey, yes.
That's funny. Great story.
That's funny.
Pittsburgh wins in the shootout.
Pittsburgh won. That's no good.
Boo. Yeah, not great. Not great.
Flyers had their chance the other night when everybody lost and they were playing Columbus. That was the game they needed. I think that'll be the one that's going to leave a sour taste in everyone's mouth. I have a bad feeling about it.
We'll see.
Yeah, most likely. That's a bad loss for Ottawa, to be honest.
Really bad. But they've been playing really well.
They have.
Yeah.
But this is a team, again, this is a lot like the Flyers the other night. Now, granted, they get a point out of it, but Pittsburgh was a team that they had to beat on home ice in a game that mattered with a lot of playoff implications, and they came up small.
Yeah. Yeah. Ottawa's got 4 of their top 7 defensemen out of the lineup.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. So Tony Louis is a riot, man. He's like nonstop, this guy. But at least he's funny.
Corporate chill.
At least he's funny, unlike some of the people in the chat. But that's all right. Did you see when I flipped out at the guy yesterday?
No.
Oh, I flipped out at the guy yesterday.
Did you?
In the chat, yeah.
Oh, he did, yeah. He told the guy, why don't you go start your own podcast?
Oh, wait, no. I listened to it on 2 times speed.
No.
Yeah.
So it probably sounded like, why don't you start your own podcast?
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like, yeah.
He came back tonight and he accused me of blocking him.
Yes, he did. Which
Wait,
didn't
really?
happen, right? You didn't.
I don't block anybody.
Right.
I did block somebody from
I embrace
pregame.
the hate.
I actually did. I had to block somebody pregame. I put them in timeout, and they came back. They were trying to pick fights with people in the comments.
Yeah, that's the same guy. And he's in there right now.
No, the guy that I blocked was not. The guy that I blocked is gone. No, I don't know. Who are you pointing at? No.
Sure?
That's not the person that got blocked.
Okay.
I mean, we could Would block that one, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't like to block this. See, here's
I don't
the
like
thing.
block anybody.
Here's
I
the
don't.
thing.
I don't block anyone on Twitter.
I'm very anti-blocking. You won't see me put content on Twitter and turn off the comments. I don't do that.
No.
We don't do that here. All right? None of that. We don't block people. We don't block people off of the YouTube channel unless they are just unbelievably insufferable and attack.
I don't care about it being insufferable if they are spamming the chat, because we have a good group of fans who come into our chat and they talk to each other. Yeah, they comment to us too, but there's a lot of back and forth with them, and I think that's great. I think it's a great community that they have that opportunity to go back and forth. But if there is someone who goes into the chat and just spams the hell out of it, and it's all that we see in the chat is the same person saying the same nonsensical crap every time, that person's getting banned. And it's not me blocking. Like, you want to come at me on Twitter. I'll go right back at you. I will never block you. I don't block anyone on Twitter, and I'll give it right back to you. But don't do it in our chat. Don't spam the chat. That's all.
Don't spam the chat.
Yeah. Don't spam the chat. And by the way, this guy who we're talking about, he just put in there that you're the GOAT. So it just goes to show.
Yeah, Johnny P.
Just goes to show.
God bless you.
Just goes to.
I'm muting him. Johnny P., you're a great person. And many blessings to you. By the way, intern Andrew had a really good question. Intern asked something. Bundy, you have to react to this.
Do we have to listen to you talk all night, or are we done?